What it do? It's your man. Y'all already know what it is.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. But as you can see today, we are doing something new for the first time. We are doing our couples collaboration. So you got your girl B with Grown Folk Talk, and
Got ghetto talk over here. Y'all already know what it is.
oh yeah, don't we? So today we are going to be reacting to Jonathan Majors and his interview that he did today. You know, everything that went down with him and that lady. So yeah, hopefully this is many more to come. We are gonna be reacting together, doing the whole couples thing. Y'all peep the logos behind us. My husband set this up. I think it looks very nice. But let's get into it. We can talk about that more at the end.
Without further ado, let's get to the video.
A different conversation surrounds that marquee name.
Something about sitting here right now and looking at you and understanding the gravity of the situation. A situation that I, in many ways, put myself in.
The actor spoke exclusively with ABC News for the first time after being convicted in late December for harassment and misdemeanor reckless assault in the third degree, which could carry a penalty of up to a year behind bars.
Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
I felt like it was time. A lot has happened in my personal life, in my career, in the culture. It's about responsibility and coming forward and being brave and giving my part of the story.
Your reaction to that verdict?
Shock. I was absolutely shocked, and afraid. And I'm standing there, and the verdict comes down. I say, how is that possible? Based off the evidence, based off the prosecution's evidence, let alone our evidence. How is that possible?
But after only hours of deliberation, a jury of his peers agreed with prosecutors that he did physically injure his then-girlfriend Grace Jabari in an incident last March.
What happened exactly, do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious.
That 911 call from Majors came hours after an argument broke out with Jabari in the back seat of an SUV, when Majors received a text from another woman saying, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you." Jabari testified that when she grabbed the phone, Majors tried to get it back, fracturing her finger and giving her a cut behind her ear.
She says inside the car, you hit her in the face, twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
How did those injuries come about?
It's about to go down.
I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it.
But you're confident you didn't cause
I have no
them.
question.
Surveillance video shows Majors getting out of the car, followed by Jabari, whom he then puts back inside the vehicle. What happens next is what the defense remains focused on. Majors runs off, and Jabari chases after him.
If you watch those videos and you reverse that and you saw a black man chasing a young white girl down the street, screaming and crying, that man is going to be shot and killed in the streets of New York City.
Majors' defense team shared these photos, which he says show the injuries he received that night, which were deemed inadmissible in court.
How were you injured?
My injuries were a scratch on my hand, from clawing for the phone. And I had a gash on my, at the time I had a beard. Under my beard I had essentially a fingernail scratch on my cheek from pressure. And that bled overnight.
But prosecutors say Majors was the aggressor. District Attorney Alvin Bragg says the evidence presented throughout this trial illustrated a cycle of psychological and emotional abuse. In court, prosecutors pointed to a previous argument during which he knocked a candle to the floor.
I completely lost my temper in that moment and threw it all on the ground. That's not something I would want my child to do. And I did that. I absolutely did that. And felt terrible about it.
The prosecution also played audio Jabari had recorded earlier in the relationship where Majors encouraged her to act more like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama.
I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. The woman that supports me needs to be a great woman.
There are some who question, especially in the black community, as you're probably well aware, that people were saying, well, why was he telling this woman to be like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama?
It was me trying to give an analogy of what it is I'm aspiring to be. You know, these great men, Martin, President Obama, and trying to give a reference point to that. One of the things I also say is, like, I need her, in that case, Grace, to make the same sacrifices that I am making.
In a statement to ABC News, an attorney for Jabari said in part, it is not at all surprising that Mr. Majors continues to take no accountability for his actions, adding, the timing of these new statements demonstrates a clear lack of remorse for his actions.
Do you feel you're not responsible for her injuries at all?
I shouldn't have been in the car.
Hell no!
I shouldn't have stepped out of the relationship. I shouldn't have been in the relationship. If I'm not in the car, none of this is happening. If I leave the relationship, none of this is happening. If I'm man enough or brave enough to say, I want to see somebody else, or I'm done now, I'm not in that car. We're not here. I'm responsible for those things.
But none of her injuries.
I can't say that. None of her injuries.
All right. So y'all heard that. That was a lot. So today is Tuesday, January the 9th. And the interview, I guess, was last night, I believe. This is hot off the press, y'all. So basically, Jonathon Majors, I actually just watched a Netflix movie with him in it the other day. It's one of them war movies. But he was like Marvel's guy. He actually lost Marvel Universe in behind this. So he was, you know, like blowing up in the whole superhero world. And he lost it, unfortunately, because he decided to play in the snow. And I know a lot of y'all ghetto talk people. Let me come over here to ghetto talk. Y'all don't know, but grown folk talk over here. My people know. I'm not down with the swirl. Call me what you want. Say what you want to say. Majority of the people on earth are not down with the swirl. I'm not the first person to ever say this. We can get into that at another time. But basically, he was found guilty. Not on everything, some things. My issue I'm having with is, how did she get binked up? How she get them lumps and bumps, OG?
She slipped and fell on his knuckles.
They gonna come for you. He making fun of DV. He didn't give a direct answer for that when she asked him, how did she get the injuries? He didn't give a direct. He was like, I wish I knew the answer. Very soft spoken, whatever. And then the other issue I have is him running away from her. Those two are my biggest issues with this. You know, swirling does come with consequences. We all know that. When you're in show business, you definitely have to walk on a tread on eggshells, if you will, right, because women can say anything. Can we talk about the secret recording?
Right, the secret recording. But before we get to that first, though, you know, it kind of tripped me out because he said he was in disbelief of the verdict. Like, it's impossible because, you know, he got convicted or whatever. Mm-hmm. He couldn't believe this. And it's like, why you couldn't believe this, man?
Maybe he thought he had some privilege.
Maybe it's the way he talking.
Maybe he drink his beverages with his pinky finger out like this, so that made him above any indictments.
Right, but another thing he said is, you know, if it was a black man chasing a white woman down the street and she was screaming, then, you know, he'd be dead. You know, they'd have killed him.
I agree with him on that. And you know, too. Cat Williams said something interesting when it comes to this, as far as how dangerous it can be to deal with a white woman. What did Cat say?
I want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathon Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty, 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 guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory, but I thought Cat Williams said any time they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand whenever we want to take you down, we can, right? Part of giving you the world. First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro. Mm-hmm. Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. And it don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they gonna tell somebody something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read a comic book. What is you talking about? Ah, get out of here. Get out of here, ugly boy. Yeah, they love fooling the people.
Well, a couple of things he said as far as, being counseled. We can go back and look at people who opened their mouth the wrong way and, they got counseled or, they ruffled them up or whatever, Mm-hmm. Kyrie Irving, Kanye West. And all in all, he was already guilty before anything ever transpired or whatnot, right? We know how it is.
Hang that nigga now. I got the rope right here.
Y'all already know what it is.
Yeah, so basically, now he with a sister. After everything went down, then he went to Megan Good. A lot of people was talking about that, the whole black men, brown men, they start off however, and then once they blow up, like Kanye said, once they get on, he leave you for a white girl.
Yeah.
And now he's back with Megan Good. Like Cat Williams said, shout out to Megan for supporting her man, even though she's recently divorced. It's Hollywood.
Man.
Y'all know they get down, they pass them. So they do what they do. But telling the white woman that she need to be supportive like a Coretta Scott King or a Michelle Obama.
What they do that?
That was weird.
Oh, hell no.
That was weird to me. I don't know what kind of pep talk he was giving her, but that was interesting.
Like she was going to do that.
I mean, I don't know what the outcome was. I mean, can you imagine like just being in these spaces with people with millions and millions of dollars and what they expect, how they expect you to bow to them and kiss they behind and they can do whatever. But yeah, Becky saw some texts in that phone she didn't like it. She did like most women. She grabbed that phone and then there was a tug of war in the car over the phone. In my opinion, that's how she got a little banged up or whatever. But anyway, we'll see. I don't have a problem with the brother or the young lady. So, it's Hollywood. We cover these trending topics. But, this rich folks business, rich folks problems. We don't really care for real.
Right. If this didn't, teach him a lesson, then, he better be cool. He better watch his steps, from now on.
Stick with Megan Good.
Right, exactly.
Hey, and do like your girl, have some secret recordings on deck.
Right. Facts. But this your man's. Y'all already know what it is with Grown Folk Talk.
This has been one of the first and hopefully many to come episode of Couples React. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Thank you for the love and support. Shout out to Detroit.
Peace.